Hello traders, BlueHorseshoeStocks.com presenting you with GFMH, Goliath Film and Media Holdings for April 25th, 2012. We're looking at a weekly chart, goes back over a few years, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to see the long-term technicals of this chart because we see some past history that's coming into play here within our present opportunities, and we can see that there hasn't really been a lot of volume that's been traded in the stock over the past several years, but over the last few weeks you can see that volume has just absolutely exploded. And one of the key rules to technical analysis is that volume comes before price. So we've got a lot of volume building up here, and generally when we have volume and tight volatility moving together at the same time, that's usually catalyst for a big run or a big move that's going to come in the future. So there's interest starting to pick up in the stock here. And one other thing to note is the stocks actually had very high periods of volatility on relatively low volume. You can see that it was recently trading as high as over $3 and as low as 0012, and you can see that had dropped significantly on very low volume. So it's not like there was a lot of dilution going on, it's just very thinly traded, and there wasn't a lot of trading interest at all in the stock. So it seems to have picked up volume here right around the 25 to 15 cent area. We have some strong support right around the 13 cent area. You can see it's tested this particular level numerous times and it's held. So with volume coming in, we have basically 13 cent area as our low. So the risk at the current price of a close of 15 cents is extremely low. There's not a lot of downside risk here. The lowest we could possibly see this push down is probably to the 12-13 cent area, where it's going to find a lot of support. We're going to see buyers start to come in and hold the price up at that particular level. So looking at the upside potential of the stock, the growth is absolutely tremendous, particularly with volume and attention starting to come on the stock. There's obviously something big that's beginning to happen here. We have some key resistance right around the 25 cent area. You can see it was resistance over the last several weeks. And what's interesting to note is if we go back far enough, you can see the 25 to maybe 29 cent area was a previous support. You can see we've tested it numerous times, 25 cents here and here, just about here, and then 25 cents here. So a general rule of thumb is when we break below a support level, it then becomes resistance, and we're starting to see that here. So first opportunity for any profit taking could be the 25 cent area. Of course, if we do break that level, we probably aren't going to see our next resistance level till quite a ways above that. We do have some intermediary resistance between 50 and 75 cents, although we haven't really tested any of these levels more than once. It's difficult to pinpoint where the resistance could be, but we are probably going to have some resistance within the 50 to 75 cent area. The next resistance after that, if we go back far enough into early 2010, you can see around $1.20 area was our resistance here as well. So we saw basically a breakdown after we failed to break this resistance on a rally. So you can see that once this support level broke, we had a very big pullback. So watch for possibly big resistance up at the $1.22 area, currently at 25 cents. That gives a great opportunity for big growth. And again, of course, the old high of $3.12 is also going to be a resistance area as well. A few things I want to point out, similar to what we saw back in 2009, where we had a support level and a clear resistance line pushing the prices down. We've got a squeezing sort of a pattern between the support and the resistance. Here you can see the resistance gave away, and this was a great entry for just more than about a triple in price if you had taken an entry at the breakout point right here where the resistance trend was broken. So again, we're probably seeing something build up here again. We've got the volatility starting to get really tight. We've got a very stable support that's been established. We've got a negative trending resistance line. You can see each of the high points are getting lower and lower. So what we want to see is a break of that trend, and we could see a nice catalyst move and a beautiful run come in. We've also got the STO, which is one of our momentum indicators we can use. You can see that it's kind of coming off of a bottom. You can see that they're starting to cross upwards, so that's also giving an indication that it's probably at a bottom, very low downside risk, and we should see a rally. You can see at any of the other crossover points we've had rallies if you go back through the history. on the weekly chart. Any of these crossover points usually lead to short-term or big-term runs. So now that we're getting another one here, we should expect to see some positive momentum. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, I'm not an investment advisor, so don't use this as any buy or sell signal. Until next time, happy trading.